So the students, I was telling you about what happens when the sample goes into the detection fields all in the apparatus. So the magnetic force only affects the charged particles. So that was the main point of making it a cation, that is M plus cation. So it will be affected by the magnetic field. So now what will we'll be having it a molecular ion, that is M, that was denoted by a capital M, plus it was left with one electron, and it will result into a molecular ion, that is a cation, a radical cation with two electrons left. Now the apparatus we use basically it will use its adjustments and it will use the magnetic field to determine the M by Z ratios, right? Whereas I told you M stands for mass and Z stands for the charge. So what is Z in this molecular ion? It is 1. It is always 1, because you can simply say that it will have a positive charge, positive 1 charge, or and it turns out that almost all the particles and fragments that are gonna run through the apparatus will have the charge of +1, and all the particles that are shooting through will have only charge 1, right? So this is going to happen. So now in the detection field, you will see a graph between M by Z and its intensity, right? And you will see different peaks over there. Now the peak, if you take a methane molecule for example, it has a molecular weight of about you can. So the methane molecule has, you can say, a molecular weight of about 16. So if you plot a graph between, you can say, mass M by Z, that is mass to charge ratio, and you can say the vertical line, that is the intensity of the peak heights. The horizontal axis basically tells us the mass. It simply tells us the mass, that particles that are detected. And the vertical axis, what it tells us, the vertical axis tells us that how many of the particles are, you can say, are reaching to the detector, are reaching the detector. That is what they are telling us on the vertical side. It is the measure of abundance, that how many of the particles are making it to the detector. It simply tells us that idea. Whereas the horizontal axis to see what the total mass is here. So now for example, in the original molecule of methane, the molecular ion is the radical cation of methane. So M by Z, it has got the molecular weight of 16, right? So it will show you a peak to the farthest to the right. It is going to be the tallest, one of the farthest to the right, and the tallest peak, it will give you the molecular weight of methane, CH4, and 16, that has got a 16 molecular weight. It is a tall peak, and it is the farthest to the right. So this peak is identified as the molecular ion peak, right? And it's not necessary that the molecular ion peak is always the tallest. No, the rest of the peaks that are after the molecular ion peak, some of them are, shorter, some are longer, and some are even longer than, you can say, more than the molecular ion peak. So it doesn't make it gives us the idea that this tall peak, that is taller than even the molecular ion peak, is not because of that it's a molecular ion peak. It's because that it is simply telling us that how many of the particles are getting to the detector, right, are making it to the detector. So that simply shows that thing. So the out of these fragment peaks, one of the peak that is taller even than the molecular ion peak can be present there, and it is not representing a molecular ion peak. That is on the left side. Only the peak that is the farthest to the right is the molecular ion peak. So the molecular ion peak is the heaviest peak, or the molecular ion or the parent ion peak is the heaviest and always farthest to the right of the parent, and the parent ion, and it is heavier than the fragments, right? Fragments are lighter than the parent ion peak, right? And it's not necessary that the molecular ion peak is the tallest peak. Remember, it only tells us the abundance, that how many of the particles are reaching the detector. Sometimes one of the fragments, as I told you before, they reaches the detector more fast and have the greater abundance, right? So the tallest peak, highest peak is called the base peak, whereas the most farthest to the right of the spectrum, it gives us the molecular ion peak. So this is the basic difference between the base peak and the molecular ion peak. That molecular ion peak is always to the farthest to the right, whereas the rest of the are on the left side.